Oh, went up to it. Are you recording this?
It's the first fire of the potential motor for the truck. Gotta film it. Yeah, I saw a little oil try. Get up. There a fire extinguisher nearby?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that sounded different. I think we got it pumping now. It's just so gummed up. There's some neighborhood kids or something up there. Oh, this is the kid riding his bike in the circle.
All right, fire up.
All right, here we go. Oh, she's putting out high horsepower.
Oh, it's a high perf motor for sure.
No.
This thing might have 180.
Right. Now the goal here is just getting it. We're just getting it warmed up. We're going to degrease it. These valve covers, intake, and I think there's a Summit carburetor that's actually going to go on here. All that's coming off. It's about to give her an old wash here. Oh, maybe not. What'd you do that for?
What happened?
I don't know. Could have tripped that thing. All right, hadn't been filming a little bit on the motor, but had to come out here. That Summit single pump carburetor I have. Got plenty of quadrajet gaskets, but didn't have the type of gasket it needed, and it was similar to Holly. And this is this 350 out of the Toyota monster truck we've been talking about. And I just pulled the, well, this thing's gonna fall, but it's no good because it's cracked anyway, so it's fine. There we go. Ah, shoot. I'll have to use a tool to get these studs out. But anyway, I pulled the gasket off of here. It looks good. And I'm gonna try. Oh, it's not studs. Okay, I see. That's that adapter plate thing. All right, well, anyway, figured I'd do a quick update. Just robbed the gasket real quick to make all this work. I'll toss this back on here. That's great. Looks good enough. Perfect. Wonderful. Got it on backwards? Probably. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, look at that, one-handed. And filmed it all. All right, just gonna have to run some bolts down in the intake. Thought they were studs. Anyway, Boneyard provides again. Only thing I gotta do, gotta modify this bracket for the alternator just a little bit. This little tab here is not wanting to sit all the way back there, but other than that, it's looking good. Gonna pull the headers back off, put gaskets on there. Dad with the new work truck, getting it tow capable. We got the hitch on there the other day. Now you're getting it where it'll
Getting it
Pull a
wired.
trailer.
Yeah, wired up for lights and trailer brakes.
Legally. It'll pull a trailer before, but now it can legally pull a trailer.
I wasn't as worried about the lights as I was the trailer brakes, to be honest with you.
Right, yeah.
I'd rather stop mine. I don't care about the people behind me stopping.
That's their problem. The truck's shaping up, and we're looking at how to actually, some point, make this thing four-wheel drive. But that might have to come a little bit later.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure after dreaming on it last night in the bed, I'm pretty sure it'll be four-wheel drive if it stays around.
The old Coke truck.
What got it was when we went to Harbor Freight yesterday, we had the trailer hooked to it doing the test run, and I looked at it, and it just was pretty puny looking.
It wasn't.
Swim shops can't be represented like that.
Yeah, it wasn't quite hitting you like it did. Yeah, it needs to be right. If y'all look right here, I don't know if I can ever get it to. There it is. There's a little bit of it. You can see it on the door. The old Coca-Cola logo. Might have to stick that back on there or something.
Yeah, we're gonna call him Cokey.
Cokey. So here we are on the 350. We're actually gonna have to pull this water pump. We couldn't get this fitting out. It already broke, what, 2 or 3 tools trying to get it out?
Broke 2 ratchets.
Broke 2 ratchets. So we're gonna pull all this stuff off, at least just to get the water pump off. And while we have that off, I'll be able to paint it a little bit and clean some stuff up a little bit more. But yeah, here we are. Any helpful tips you could give me for painting engine blocks and
Spray.
spray it? Kind of like that right there.
I mean, well, you know more about painting than I do. Painting seems like anything. The cleaner it is, the better it's gonna be.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Look what it's going in.
Now that what we're doing here is sealing in the horsepower.
It's high heat. It'll seal it in high.
It'll seal all this dirt and oil in here. All right, around the fuel pump. That's usually black. All right, perfect. As you can see, all the masking tape is nice and. We'll see what's happening. This is gloss black here. Where is it? It says gloss black on there. Yeah, gloss black, and these are matte black. And I don't want gloss and matte mixing together, so just ran a nice little tape line right there to separate them. I put tape around these plugs, even though I said we weren't going to use them. They do run good, but they'll probably get used. What else here? Make sure you don't get the starter too much. Don't want to screw that up. Now your oil pan's really important. Get around there. Great. We're going for 20 feet, 20 mile an hour. If it looks good from either one of those, I'm cool with it. What's going to be great is when this spins and all the dirt on the bottom didn't get spray painted. And it's uneven. All right. Now see all that? You just want to seal that. Also this. Don't get your aluminum intake black. You want to leave that for sure. So just want to paint a nice little line right there. Anywhere where the brown rust coloration is, just paint right over that. Now it's not a flat panel like a fender or a door or something. It's got all these little, so you got to get under, over, across. Get a little run like that, no big deal. I got all the accessories out there. They've been painted with not engine paint, so that'll probably last all of 5 seconds of running. Once it gets warmed up. Oh yeah, she's shaping up now. Pretty much rebuild in a can. Got Mom doing some landscaping for us today.
She loves to blow leaves.
She loves it,
As long as she's gonna do it, I'm gonna let her do it.
Yeah.
She loves.
You're not much of a
I'm not a yard guy.
yeah, you're not a green thumb type guy.
No.
But I think the goal here, well, we got a fuel pump along this frame rail.
Because it had fuel injection in it. We had we put an inline fuel pump, high pressure pump, but now that we're going with the carburetor, we need to take that pump out because we're going to be running off the mechanical pump, and it's only like 6 to 8 pounds of pressure. So
Right.
we are going to take this tank out. This is actually a Jeep CJ tank that we modified to put under here to keep, because we moved the tank out from behind the seat.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty good. So we're going to drop it, get the fuel pump off because it's right up here, the fuel rail, and then we'll just clean the tank out and
Slosh it around a little
slosh it
bit.
around, yeah.
But another goal here, our fuel lines originally run on this side of the frame, and now the fuel pump's going to be up here to the passenger side. So we got to figure out how to route these fuel lines over to here to where they can get to the fuel pump. Also, the brake lines.
Well, I tell you what, Seth. I was just sitting here looking at this. The originally this truck was, of course, carburetor, and we got the original fuel line still here.
Oh,
I think we probably just do that because what we had to do when we put the fuel injection in it with the high pressure line, we had to put a high pressure line and a return line on this side. So what we may do, here's the original. Of course, it went to here and went up into the truck to go to the cab, but we can run a line from here back to the tank and stuff, because it's gonna come right out at the fuel pump up there.
Yeah, we'll throw some carburetor cleaner or something through those lines just to be sure.
And we can just leave all this over here intact, and if you ever decide to go back with fuel injection, it'll be there.
It's there.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that sounds like a better plan. And this right here, like we were saying, the brake lines, they need to be swapped. They need to be going to the front, I believe, or rerouted forward of the calipers there.
Yeah, well,
maybe not.
I don't know. We'll have to see. On this front suspension in the Suburban, the brake line run across the front, but the calipers are back here. I think we can tap into it back here. I believe we can make it. We'll rig it up some way that's totally unsafe.
Exactly. Sat here and taught me a little something. You want to go back over it?
Yeah. Well, when you're cheap like we are, what'd you do?
I don't know. I got it.
Anyway, when you're cheap like we are,
there you go.
It's still ain't going.
As soon as I brought the video camera out, now it's not doing it.
If you take old calipers like this that might be stuck or something, as long as your rubber boot's not messed up, you can take the piston completely out of it. Usually it'll just have rust on it. You can clean it up and then just keep working it back and forth and clean the inside up, and it'll usually be pretty good. I think it just pushed it too far out too quick. There it goes.
Oh, there.
But yeah, you can just take this thing and working in and out like that. But you can take this rubber seal off. Don't tear that rubber seal off, and take that piston completely out. And usually it'll be rusty around it. And just take on a wire wheel and clean it up, and then lube it up real good.
We didn't necessarily have to do that because
these were in pretty decent shape. And then all you got to do, be sure to get you a piece of wood. Because the first time I ever did this, I was telling Seth I had my thumb right here, wasn't thinking. I took the air hose in there and it shot that piston out and mashed my thumb. But just take it where your line goes in, put some air in it, and you push it out. And you just keep working it back and forth. And it'll free up. And then that way, you don't have to go spend a bunch of money on new calipers. Because that's about what they do. He keeps pushing it a little too far out.
All right, we'll close that one back in. But yeah, so far so good.
Yep.
You got some, we ran some carburetor cleaner through the other fuel line. Like we said we're going to do, we're going to keep the fuel injection line on that side. Just tap back into the stock line on the truck. Gonna run some rubber hose from the tank. Stock line's like right about in, well, right about in there actually from where it was. Tank in the cab. That runs forward, but I think we'll get all that buttoned up, work our way forward, maybe do a little bit on the brakes, and got the transmission out of storage. And we were talking about that. It's like a turbo 400, but they call it something else because of smaller output shaft.
Yeah, I learned. We pulled that transmission out of a van, and we pulled it out. I had noticed it had a 27 spline output shaft here, like a turbo 350 and a 700 R4, and the turbo 400s are supposed to have a 32 spline output shaft. But and I think I commented on one of the videos, and somebody put one in the comments. I'm glad they did, because I didn't know this is actually called a turbo 375.
375.
I think everything inside is turbo 400 like it normally is. I mean, case and all, 6-bolt pattern back here. It's just got a 27 spline output shaft, which in this is fine. We got drive shafts that'll fit it, so it'll be good. It does have a deep pan on it like the heavy duty turbo 400, so it will be just fine in this application.
All right, we're up front, squaring away the brakes. We're gonna see if we can't leave this brake line behind the cross member here, because we got some shorter brake lines at work.
Yeah,
you did a little research.
Well, my research said I just typed in short brake hose.
Yeah,
and it it pulled this up at AutoZone, and there was 2 of them in stock at AutoZone. So I think what we're gonna do, let me get this washer.
Yeah, we're gonna got some serious engineering going on here.
Yeah. Hey. On his other front end, there were tabs welded here. So I think what we're gonna do is weld this washer here, and the brake line can go through there. And then this will screw up through there like that, and then we'll be able to take one of those clips
Like this.
you got, clip it in there. I think these will work out just fine.
That's a full lock right there, steering the opposite way, and it's mounted to here that don't move. The control arm can still go up and down, and the brake line moves. So
I think it'll be okay.
I think we squared it away. So there's a little, I don't know what part number that is or whatever, but it's just a short,
yeah, it's a
GM style
77 something part number. But I just went on Google and I typed in short brake hose, and it pulled up a bunch of them, and this was one that it pulled up at AutoZone. So
if you ever do this swap, got your brake lines behind there, there's a little something you can do. All right, now there you go.
gosh, I love being cheap.
Yeah, right. Brake lines are all out of the way. Washer is welded on there. Here's our other side. Look at that. Like a charm. So theoretically, she has disc brakes up front now.
Yeah, and honestly, you're supposed to change your master cylinder and or proportion valve, but we're not. I've done a lot of Jeep CJs this way and never changed the master cylinder, and they worked fine. Because supposedly disc brakes take more capacity or more fluid than drums, and they say the little thing inside that the line compresses to in the master cylinder, that you can pop the side that goes to the front brakes out, and it'll open that hole up some.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that either. So what we're going to do is see how it performs, and if it performs good, then it's staying like it is.
transmission is in. It's a single bolt mount. We actually were able to relocate the cross member a little bit and use some holes that were already in the frame. Got the shifter and all hooked up. Some lines ran, all that good stuff. Torque converter is now bolted up. And about to have the drive line complete with the drive shaft, but had to find a different slip yoke, and right now we're working on that. Looks like something out of Breaking Bad right now.
I don't know why stock GM drive shafts, they don't have clips in them. They've got like a ridge inside here, and they inject some kind of plastic inside there, and that's what holds the cap in. So you have to heat it up and get that out. And our torch is messed up, our hot torch, so we're down to this. I hope it gets hot enough to melt that stuff out of there.
Yeah.
But what it'll do, you can see.
A little plastic nub.
Yeah, right there. When it gets hot enough, it'll start pushing that stuff out. And real nice.
Real cool.
Yeah, you can see right there, starting to push it out. See it walking out?
Oh, yeah.
There it comes. You get all that out of there, then you can knock those caps out. Then when you go buy a replacement shaft, it'll have the regular clips in it. Yeah.
I don't know why they did that. Just to make it more difficult?
Probably cheaper. If they can save you think about it. If they can save a penny or 2 pennies per drive shaft over the millions and millions that they make, that's a big savings.
That's very true. Like the worst birthday candle. All right, so I can't remember if I told him or not, but what exactly happened with the carb here?
It was just, golly, it'd been sitting forever. It was terrible on the inside, all gunked up. It needed a little valve in there under the pump, and I cleaned it up best I could. So we'll see. It may or may not run. I don't know.
We got headers on here.
We're gonna try it.
We just plugged and wired it, so got the. There's the gas bottle.
Yeah, and I don't know if.
Where's a fire extinguisher?
Fire?
Fire? No.
Wow. We discontinued fire.
I didn't look it down at the oil pressure, but we'll try it again. Let me see what.
It's leaking transmission fluids down at the transmission lines, looks like. So
Back at the transmission?
yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, I didn't tighten I just now remember I didn't tighten those on actually into their hand tight.
Well, then there's your problem.
Yeah. All right, Dad's doing drive shaft work right now. I just put some decent-ish tires on the back. Looking the same now. But we got a little problem. It's all about looks here. And we got chrome on the rear with 6 lug bullet holes. And I think these are 31s, I think. Yeah. 31s, which sitting on the ground don't look terrible. It it's all cobbled together. But I think I'm gonna show y'all how to paint your wheels black real quick. Yeah, I think I'll need some assistance for sure. All right, what you need is 2 people ideally, but you want to have a template where you don't spray your tire. You can hear the brake dragging a little bit, but no big deal. This freaking that valve stem's longer than the other one. It's hitting my hand. I'll slowly go in. Come back out. Valve stem. Oh, there we go. All right, we're done. There you go. You got yourself a set of black steel wheels now. Didn't get nothing on the white wall. And of course, the surface was prepped completely before we did this. Looks pretty good to me. Let's see how that looks on the ground now. I don't know how accurate that temperature gauge is, but it says around 220 right now.
The thermostat hadn't opened yet.
All right.
Turn the heat on.
All right. All right, we've been having a heck of a time trying to figure out what's wrong. This thing is not cooling down. So we just took the thermostat out and we found a bunch of gunk, I guess just stop leak, all in this intake. It was brand new and it's just full of sludge. You still see how brown that water is. So we're just pumping fresh water in it. It's gonna keep it circulating until that's completely clear. I mean, I cleaned this off as best I could, but this was just caked with all that, so. 5 gallons at a time don't go that long, does it?
It's not even 5 gallons.
Oh, it's not, ain't it?
2.5.
But with that CJ tank, had to relocate filler. But that's actually like, what is that, the welding protecting cap for the welding bottle?
It's a cap off of the oxygen or acetylene tank top. Welding tank, yeah.
And then I think we had a Wagoneer or something we were going to scrap, and we pulled that off, and we're able to bolt it to the top there.
Made a lip around it, screw it into, and it's worked like that. Worked good for years. That's what we did when it was fuel injected, so we didn't change it.
I guess we've been fighting brakes this morning. You changed the oil in it.
Brakes, coolant. It was going crazy on the coolant. I guess, I don't know if you showed that, but the motor had so much sludge in it. I guess when they put some stop leak in it for some reason before, probably a radiator or a heater coil when it was in that Suburban, and it just had the motor all sludged up. So it got so much gunk in the thermostat. The thermostat wouldn't even open. So we think we fixed that last night.
It's still fluctuating.
Still fighting the brakes.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've been working so hard. We're just going to try and go up the road in it a bit.
Yeah, it'll be scary.
Yeah.
I'm not going in it.
Yeah, I guess I'm driving. And battery. We need a new battery. This, you can take the cable off of it. Alternator's charging now. Did swap it. but that battery is just so hit and miss.
Yeah, I think it's got a dead cell or bad cell or something in it. So
Let's see.
all right, back can come undone.
Windshield's so dirty.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
All right.
It's been it's just been one of those weeks, man.
All right, we got Seth's truck going. We're doing a little test drive. We still got a few little bugs to work out, but see how it does.
Yeah, I like that. Crazy, came all the way up here, found a good deal on a carburetor, and the guy that's selling it has a C10, 1970 C10, just like
C-15.
C-15.
Now he said that was actually a 72, but they took the they took the cornering lights off of it. But man,
Oh yeah,
that's cool looking.
it's got a good stance on it.
I even like those wheels.
Yeah, those wheels are not bad. I really like that. Very cool. Well, Fox Body Mustang.
It's a cool stance, man.
Ah. That Summit just wasn't doing it for us.
I hope this does.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, let's just see how it does. That exhaust sounds good. Oh yeah. Very nice.
Well, run it up the road.
Yeah.
I'll probably in the Suburban.
All right. Quick update. Taking her apart. It was full of just nasty trash. He said, like we said, he said that sock was pretty well covered in the tank, and some of that
So,
obviously
yeah.
had gotten by in
Yeah.
here. So
If it had got enough to stop it up, it definitely some got in here. So we're gonna pull the jets out, clean all them. That looks good.
but took it up the road, was running fine, and then just started stumbling real hard and just not getting proper amount of fuel. Well, the old Edelbrock seems to be working out. I took it up the road a few times.
It's gonna be all right. I think the motor just needs to be driven, get a little few miles on it, and keep your fingers crossed.
That's it.
Actually shifting pretty good.
Yeah, now that it's been warmed up a little bit, it's not shifting too bad.
Yeah. Might be all right. Smooth. Take it.
Starting to run. Oh man, must have picked up a little more trash.
Well, why is it doing that when we don't have the chase vehicle?
I know, it only runs good when somebody's following you. All right, the last y'all seen was this thing stumbling with the $25 Edelbrock carburetor we threw on there, but had a few things happen that we squared away that didn't get filmed, so we're going to catch y'all up on everything that we got, but I think we got it so far.
Think we got it figured out. Like we let it set last night with the battery hooked up overnight. It's the first time we done that, and we got up this morning, the battery was completely dead. We've been down here tracking that down, trying to figure out where the drain is, and we figured out we think it's the alternator that's draining. Something has gone crazy in the alternator. They got built-in voltage regulator on that, so we've got it tracked down. We think it's the alternator, but we put the $25 Edelbrock on there. It cranked up, ran perfect. We went down the road. When it got warm, it started spitting and sputtering. So came back, took the carburetor off, took it apart, cleaned it out. It had some trash in it. We cleaned it out, put it back on there, did the exact same thing again. So brought it back, took it back apart, had a little bit of trash in it, and I adjusted the float levels. Put it on there, it was still doing the same thing, but we figured out it was a fuel delivery problem. So got to thinking it might be that fuel pump. So we went and got a new fuel pump for a 70 model. The fuel pump that was on it was the one that was on the 86, and those fuel pumps have a return line back to the tank. These vehicles didn't come with a return line on the fuel pump. So I think what might have been happening was maybe the diaphragm might have been going bad in that pump, or maybe where we just blocked off the return line on the fuel pump going back to the tank. Something maybe was picking up some air or something. But anyway, we put another fuel pump on there, and that seemed to have fixed the problem. We drove it around, drove it to lunch a couple times.
Yeah.
And, everything, it runs good. Still got one little skip, maybe on the driver's side. One of the cylinders is down a little bit on compression. We're hoping maybe we'll drive it and maybe it'll pick back up. But regardless if it don't, it drives good enough for now for it to be a drive around vehicle, get set back and forth to where he needs to go until we find another motor to put in it. And we also put exhaust on it. I think you saw a little bit of us welding that up, and we were looking on Marketplace trying to find some mufflers and some exhaust and couldn't find anything. And I just happened to look at AutoZone. AutoZone had 2 Cherry Bomb mufflers in stock right here.
Pile of boxes. Bam.
We put those on there, and it's got the exact sound that Seth was wanting.
Yeah, that 70s.
Yeah, it's got that good 70s rumble. It's not too loud. It sounds good. And we think we got it. We had the white walls on it, but
those went
you
to
can see, we've got a truck on the lift that we needed some tires on. This is a truck that we were gonna keep. I was gonna kind of keep for myself and make my truck, but I found a 3/4 ton truck, so we're gonna do a few things to this truck that it needs done. It's a running, driving truck, but it's a 1/2 ton, and I found a 3/4 ton. I'm gonna play around with it instead of this 1/2 ton. So we're gonna sell this truck when we get everything done on it.
Yeah, y'all will see that come to life, and I mean, it's right here. We'll go into another video, I guess, once we start wrenching and tinkering on it and getting it ready to sell.
Yeah, but it's gonna get out of here pretty quick. We don't need need more stuff sitting around. So
no,
we'll sell it pretty quick. If anybody's looking for a 2-wheel drive, long bed, square body, here it is. It's nothing fancy. It's a work in progress, but it'd be something that you could get in and drive and work on it as you drive.
Yeah. So let's go over the.
Hey, I think that was everything on this, wasn't it?
That was everything on this. Yeah, we did put a leaf. We did put leaf packs in the rear. It's probably up a little bit more than what you remember. And
yeah, we did.
We put 2 leaves on either side and got it up a little bit more.
We did. We found a set of G20 van springs that we took out and took that spring pack apart and put 2 of the leaves in there, and it's sitting where Seth likes it. I would prefer it lowered down a little bit, but he wants it. He wants that old farm look, so he's got that.
That's cool, but
I think it'd be good. It'll be something he can haul his bike around and drive around, and won't have to drive that old jacked up van every day.
Let's go over the new work truck, because they saw it, and they also saw the prison van in the background around here, so we can go through it. And
we've got a new addition to the fleet, and it was not planned.
No.
I went and looked at some stuff that I saw on Marketplace. It was a truck and some parts. So I had the Beat, my G30 van, with the trailer hooked to it, and I went over there and looked at some stuff. And when the boy came out, he was all over the van. He had knew about the swim shop, so I looked at his truck and looked at some stuff, and I told him, I'd think about it. And he said, well, can I look at your van? So we walked out and we looked at the van. And I told him it's not finished. We still got to put the transfer case in it and finish it up. And he said, well, what would you take for it like it is? Me not ever thinking he would want to buy it, I threw a price out there, and he said, I'll take it. So I said, well, I'm not really ready to sell it. He said, no, I'll take it at that. I don't care if it's finished or not. I'll take it. So I wasn't going to go back on my word. I brought the van home, got all the camping stuff out of it. He came, picked it up, and left. So that left us without a vehicle to tow the trailer with. And we had kind of bounced around the idea of getting a truck and getting away from the van, because the vans do great pulling, but sometimes it's aggravating picking up some parts and having to put them in a van. So having a truck is really nice. That's what we wanted. So I looked for 3 days trying to find a truck because I needed it quick. So I finally found this one. The guy had it. It was a old Coke truck, and I have been calling it Cokey. Everybody's been at me for that, because I'm real good about giving names to something, and usually it's the first thing I blurt out. It usually just sticks with it. So you're seeing Cokey here, the old Coke truck. But Seth and I have used it. We have gone to Charlotte twice, picked up vans. We've towed the trailer all over, towing vehicles with it, and I think we're going to keep this and make it like the shop truck, recovery truck, where we can go get vehicles. And don't be surprised if you may see it straight axled and 4-wheel drive in the future, because we talked about that. But it's just it's nice having the toolboxes. We've got it loaded down with our tools. We've got a Tommy gate on the back. that we can lift stuff up and down with. So that's going to be nice to be able to get parts and stuff. So I think it's going to work out good for us. We're gonna keep adding to this one and making it a good vehicle for us. And the good thing about it is it's very low miles. It's 460,000 miles on it. But it runs and drives great to have that many miles. There's no way. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think this is the original motor and transmission. It could be. It's a 350 Vortec 350 with a 4L80E transmission. So anyway, that's the new addition. Like I said, it's probably eventually going to be 4-wheel drive. You'll be seeing a lot of it. And I don't know. I think that's all we got on this video.
I think that's it. As always, check out OK Recycling. They're always big supporters of the channel. Check out Renegade Graphics.
Renegade Graphics, Renegade Tees up in West Jefferson. Like I said, always OK Recycling. Check their page out if you need any stuff. Sold, scrap, whatever. They're the people to go to, and check out their eBay store. And y'all just keep doing what y'all do, and we'll keep doing what we do.